Tonight, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. Set to kick off.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Fields it in the middle of the end zone, and he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They are led by their quarterback from the University of Hawaii, a former 7th-round pick. It's Cole McDonald.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
No gain on the play.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
Brandon, there's 2 weeks to go in the regular season, so you know the pressure is ramped up in so many ways. People have to win games, try and get their bonuses, the whole deal. But how about trying to close out an MVP award?
Just 2 weeks to go. There has to be a lot of pressure, though. We talked about that in previous weeks, sitting on his shoulder.
Yeah, he can talk all he wants about, I don't listen to that, and there's no pressure. All we're doing is trying to win games. He knows, we all know, he's been the one who's been leading the pack. Let's see if he can close it out.
Complete to Leonard Fournette.
And he is the NFC reigning offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab it.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage and catching everything that comes his way.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. 39 yards up. Just 1 yard on the return. And the Lions will take over. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
They go back to the ground, this time Swift. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Well, this one to his tight end out on the right side. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 42.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And sometimes you see big plays develop on a route like this, a slam route. And the object, very simple. Get the ball to your receiver in stride. This one was right on the money. He didn't miss a beat. And then it's off to the races, and there he goes.
His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. McDonald. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, McDonald. The Bucs defense stiffens and pushes this to 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, McDonald. And that is going to be incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week. The hat trick +1, 4 trips to the end zone with his legs.
And, partner, you know how all the guys do when they do that little symbol now about eating, right? Keep feeding me, feeding me. They just kept feeding him and feeding him, and next thing you know, he kept getting in the end zone.
2nd and 1. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. 7 yards there and a first down.
First down, Tampa Bay.
Fournette, a first down carry. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
He'll have a first down past the 40. And now nothing but green ahead of him. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Bucs have taken a first quarter lead. Well, we have seen some rookie running backs come in and have a big impact year one. And this guy would certainly fit that bill, as that was one heck of a run there.
I think defensively, when you look at a play like that, that's when everyone looks at their teammates and starts shaking their heads a little bit, because now you're wondering, what are we in for? Worked all week to try and limit the big play ability that he possesses, and he winds up taking one to the house in the very first quarter. That was a tremendous run.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats.
Rodrigo Blankenship set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time, but you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence, not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway. Brings up 3rd down. And
so the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's McDonald. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to the 30. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And
he's into the clear. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs get the quick strike touchdown.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
And it's good to make it 14-0. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
Rodrigo Blankenship set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will make it into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 6, just inside the 30. McDonald forced out to his left. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
To throw on 2nd down, McDonald. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
On 1st down, McDonald. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
The Lions on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 15. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So a couple of 1st downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
31 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Finding Harris over the middle. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll set up to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
A quick throw complete into the flat out left. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
First down, Buccaneers.
Back to throw again. Flushed out right. He'll try and run it. He's got the first down inside the 10. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
First and goal.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for first and goal. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown.
Come on, let's go.
A 5-yard touchdown. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. Boy, so if you are scoring at home, Charles, and God bless you if you are, but that's now 3 drives and 3 touchdowns.
So in a baseball game, wouldn't that wreak havoc on your scorecard?
Yeah.
I mean, with all the action that's happening now, how they got here, whatever cliche you want to bring into it, they're locked into a groove, they're clicking on all cylinders. Bottom line, they're piling up the points.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 21-0. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fields it in the middle of the end zone, and he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
That's so educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. And they'll try the jet sweep here. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line. And these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot. And they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center and the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
And the next-gen stat's going to show that sack carried out in just 2.5 seconds from beginning to end. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Escaping the pressure right. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 21. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
For different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a three-syllable word. Yeah. You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Hit as he throws, and the ball is out. It's a live football, and the Lions have recovered.
Hold on the play. Recovered by the defense.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, McDonald. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now taking downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Now Leonard Fournette. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 25-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Buying time to his left. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Leonard Fournette with touchdown number 29. Too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. 25-yard line. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, McDonald. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. 12 yards to go. On 3rd down, McDonald. And this is going to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Well, we may be looking at the scoreboard. This offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense, because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
On second down, Huffman. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they open the lead up now to 25. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Swift. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. McDonald. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
So it's 3rd and long, and you know this is going to be a pass. So defensively, they're bringing an extra defensive back and just blanket the field. And this is an ill-advised throw right here as it winds up being picked off easily.
Back now comes Tampa Bay. They're just looking for more of the same. Great first half so far. Good second half. And sometimes, I guess, maybe, Charles, these coaches, they don't have to tell these guys much when they're rolling like they're rolling right now.
You're exactly right. I've heard stories of some of the best coaches in our time or any time having grabbed their staffs at halftime and said, guys, they're playing really well. Don't go in there and give them a whole lot of stuff. Just pat them on the back. And essentially the speech at halftime is, let's go, guys, and that's it.
Yeah, no one's upset the apple cart so far. Now this one complete on the slant route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Now Fournette. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check.
Man, this is ridiculous, man.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. 7 yards, the pickup there.
2nd down at the 22-yard line.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And incomplete. Coverage defensively by Jeff.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And the Buccaneer defense for the 2nd straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Back now at Ford Field. The Lions on 3rd down. As bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Kenny Galladay is intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. To throw again. McDonald. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. The Lions on third down. Just one conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
On 4th down, McDonald. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this one is incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
And that will be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
At their own 22.
The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them right now, not a done deal. They are holding down one of the final 3 wildcard spots with 2 weeks to go, but you know, there are others, Charles, kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
And, Brandon, it's always worth keeping in mind, and I have to keep writing it down for myself. Remember, it's 7 teams in each conference now making the playoffs. So that brings more important games to the end of the season. So, in theory, more teams alive for a postseason berth later in the year.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. From the gun, McDonald. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Townsend. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Why are we doing this?
Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all. And it's been a long day for this crowd. Waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind. A couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Incomplete. doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Galladay's got it, and the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Lions are able to cut into this lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
2nd and 9 now. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. The interception was a good starting point, but still a huge hill to climb with his 3-score deficit and time fading. Throw left side complete. It's Garrett. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
Well, that carry just did something significant as well. It pushed him past Jerome Bettis on the NFL all-time rushing list. The Bucs had 13,662.
And not every carry you get in the NFL is going to be open field, right? A place you can make your cuts. You've got to get some of those grimy yards, don't you? You got to go inside and run through people, just as Jerome Bettis did. That's what we've seen him do as well.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you're throwing so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. Let's just be frank, they're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory Not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
See how they handle the waning moments of this one. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. McDonald. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Throwing on 3rd and long. McDonald. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
Over 1st and 10. At their own.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. On 1st down, Huffman. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one good for 33 and a first. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. This is caught. And the Bucs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And between the last 2 plays, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes, and that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay.
Rodrigo Blankenship set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. That'll be taken about a yard deep.
Make it happen! You get fired up, baby.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Bucs, it's another win for them, and you wonder if they want a redo on that one loss as they sit now at 14-1. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Lions, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Thank you.